Hi guys, Christian here. In today's video, we're going to go through the escrow process and find out what the escrow officer does from beginning to end. It's a lot of documents and a ton of paperwork that gets shuffled back and forth between the buyer and seller during any real estate transaction. And the escrow officer's job is to make sure that everything proceeds according to the contract and that escrow closes on time. The title report is very important, and that shows exactly what the escrow officer needs to clear prior to the property closing. Let's dive right into the video so that you can find out everything about escrow.
What actually happens when you enter into an escrow? First of all, the buyer should be sending in their good faith deposit. And the parties, the buyers and the sellers, should be sending in their contract. Or if you don't have a written contract, at least the verbal conditions, so that we may prepare the opening packages, the escrow instructions, and all the pertinent documents that go with that. We will prepare the opening package and send them out to you. In addition, we will be starting a preliminary report search, asking a title company to start up the search on the ownership. Now, what is it that the escrow officer does through the transaction? First of all, they will review all the returned opening paperwork, because we don't know if there's going to be something in that paperwork that is unusual or that calls for us to make some additional amendments to the transaction or so forth. We also need to review the preliminary title report search that we asked for, because if there's anything unusual in that search, well, now's the time to let the parties know. For instance, let's say there's easements on the property that look kind of strange, or there's an encroachment, or maybe the seller has another loan that he didn't know about. This is the time during the process that we need to let the parties know. We have to communicate with the buyer's lender. So once the buyer has decided who they're going to use as a lender, we will be contacting them. This lender is going to require a lot of things from us. For instance, the escrow instructions, the contract, a copy of the preliminary report. They're going to need settlement statements to show the buyer and the seller's closing costs. We also have to communicate with the seller's existing lender. If there's a loan to be paid off, we have to contact them and get the formal demand for payment. Finally, we are going to need to order the buyer's insurance when the time comes. So at that time, the lender is going to require the buyer's insurance, and we need to be able to hand it to them. As we go through the transaction, there's going to be bills that come in to be paid, and we have to review them all. The termite bill, the home protection bill, bills for the repairs, all these things have to be looked over and put into the system. We have to review all the conditions of the contract. Has everything been met? Are we missing anything? For instance, is there a city report that the seller needed to give us? Is there a home protection policy that the agent needed to give us? All these things have to be met, and we need to make sure that they are done before the closing. We are going to need to put together a seller's estimate to show how much proceeds they're going to have. And when the buyer's loan documents come in, then we're going to need to look over the loan documents. We're going to have to see if they have the property address correct, if the buyer's name is correct. All these things have to be reviewed before we call the buyer and let them know that we need to schedule a signing. At that time, we will also be preparing the buyer's estimate to show them how much money we're going to need before we close. Once the buyer's documents are signed, then they are returned to the lender together with all the funding conditions. And these funding conditions could very well be things like the buyer's insurance, a copy of the termite completion, all the amendments and escrow instructions that we have in the file. This is the last chance for us to make sure that everything that we need to have in the transaction is completed.
Hi guys, Christian here. It's an amazing day in Chula Vista and I'm coming to you from my neighborhood in Rolling Hills Ranch where homes are flying off the market. We just sold our latest listing for $52,000 above appraised value. And homes in downtown Chula Vista, Rancho Del Rey, Otay Ranch, East Lake and Rolling Hills are selling for incredible prices, anywhere from $1 million to over $2.1 million. If you've got a home that you're looking to sell in the near future, please let us know. I can show you how our marketing gets buyers in the door. They'll get you 15, 20, even 30 offers or more. So feel free to direct message me or go to my website, christianpeter.com, and schedule a quick 15-minute video chat. I look forward to speaking with you.